So most developers who use AI coding tools, they always face the one issue. Like you describe something to the AI, it generates a bunch of code and it kind of works but not exactly. And then you have to explain it again, adjust the prompt, get another version. And somewhere in that back and forth, the original intent gets broken. And by the time you actually have something working, you have lost track from your original idea which you wanted to build. And that's what OpenSpec is trying to fix. OpenSpec is a free, open source spec-driven development framework built by Fusion AI. It sits between you and whatever AI coding assistant you are already using and forces a planning layer before any code gets written. It works with over 20 tools right now like GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Cloud Code, Windsurf, and there are a bunch of others. The GitHub repo already crossed 24,000 stars at this point, which honestly is not nothing for a CLI tool. It requires no API keys, no external services, and installs in 5 minutes. Everything it creates lives as Markdown files right inside your project. So before we get into the demo, let me quickly give you some context on where OpenSpec fits relative to other tools people are using. GitHub SpecKit is probably the most well-known alternative. It has structured phases and generates very detailed specs, but it runs on Python, requires more setup, and it's heavier to get doing. Then there is a BMAD, which is different kind of thing entirely, more of an agent orchestration pattern that assigns different AI roles at different phases. It's powerful but has a steeper learning curve and takes more effort to configure. OpenSpec works with everything and you don't have to leave your current setup. So to use OpenSpec, first thing, make sure you have Node.js installed. Once you have that, open your terminal and run this command. That install it globally. After it finishes, run openspec -- version to verify it went through. Now, navigate to your project folder and run OpenSpec init. During init, OpenSpec asks which AI tools you want to configure for. We pick GitHub Copilot. When you do that, it generates the / command bindings and skill files specific to that tool. For GitHub Copilot and VS Code, it creates prompt template files under GitHub /prompts. These wire up the OpenSpec command so you can trigger the whole workflow from inside the Copilot chat panel. It also generates an agent.md file, which basically a machine readable file that the AI read to understand how the OpenSpec workflow works inside this project. After init, you will have a couple of key things in your projects. There is a project.md, which is the most important one. This is where you describe your project in enough detail that the AI actually understands what it's working on, like tech stack, architecture pattern, naming conventions, testing approaches, everything like that. You take it into Copilot chat and ask it to read the project MD and help fill in the details. So we will tell it to build a multi-purpose admin dashboard template using React, TypeScript and Tailwind. It reads the file and populates the context. You review it, fill any gaps, and now you have a source of truth document that persists across every AI session for the life of this project. So we are going to use OpenSpec to build this project like an actual usable template with navigation, layouts, component, charts, and data tables. Now, before writing anything, you can run explore in the Copilot chat. That opens a free-form thinking session where you talk through ideas. The AI reads your code bases, identifies options, and helps you clarify scopes. Nothing gets written yet. Once you are clear, you run purpose admin dashboard template and it creates a dedicated folder at changes /admin dashboard template and start building out the planning. From there, you run FF, which stands for fast forward, and this is where the AI generates the full planning package in one shot. It creates a proposal.md explaining what we are building and the reasoning behind it, and a specs folder with actual requirements written in structured, like given, when, then format, a design.md covering the technical approach and architecture decision, and task.md with every implementation task broken down in order. For our admin dashboard, this means the AI is mapping out the sidebar navigation structure, the main content area grid, the top header with user profile and notifications, and all other similar things. And all of this written down as a reviewable document before a single implementation file is touched. This is genuinely the part that changes the experience. You read through it and you catch things. Maybe the AI planned for a routing approach that does not match how you want it to be. Maybe it missed that you want the sidebar to be role configurable. You fix it in the planning docs, not in the code. That is very convenient. Fixing it after implementation is expensive. There is also something worth knowing about context window degradation here. Research on AI coding workflow has shown that once context usage hit around 40%, AI performance drops noticeably, with earlier requirements get dropped. When your requirement lives in chat history, that's a real problem. When they live in spec file that the AI reads fresh each session, then it's very productive. Once the planning looks right, you clear your context window and run apply. The AI work through the task list one by one. Add the sidebar component, wire up navigation, build the layout grid, create the stat card and everything which is required. At any point, if something looks off, you can stop it, update the spec and keeps going. When everything is done, you run archive. This moves the changes folder to changes/archive with a date stamp and merges the spec deltas into the permanent living spec file in specs. So your project spec is updated to reflect what now exists. Alright, so let's actually talk about what came out. And I want to be clear here because this is where OpenSpec earns it. The final admin dashboard is genuinely well structured. On the left side, you have got a full collapsible sidebar with grouped navigation items, icon support, active state highlighting, and hover effect. It collapses cleanly into an icon-only sidebar. The header sits at the top with the search bar, a notification bell with the badge count, and a user avatar with the drop-down. Also, you can see the main content area opens up with the stat row at the top, 4 cards showing things like total user revenue, active sessions, and conversion rates, each with a small trend indicator showing whether the number went up or down compared to the previous period. Below that, we have got two chart panels sitting side by side. One is line chart showing weekly activity over time, the other is bar chart breaking down data by category. So all of it is working very cleanly. No half applied theme where some components are working and others are not. And this is what the spec-driven approach actually does for you. Because the requirements were written out before implementation, the AI had enough context to make consistent decisions across every component. The sidebar knew it needed role-based items because it was in specs. The chart knew they needed to be responsive because it was in the design doc. Nothing felt like a separate piece bolted together. It reads like one codebase built to a plan rather than 10 separate prompts stitched together. The total time it takes to build a functional admin dashboard is around 10 minutes. That's from proposal through a fully working multi-page admin template. The most important part is it was working on the first run. No debugging, no major rework. When you build from a spec, the output reflects the spec. That's the whole point. When you run archive at the end, those specs don't just disappear into a folder. They become the permanent documentation for what was built and why. Next time you add a feature to this dashboard, for example, say a user management page or any analytics session, the AI reads those existing specs, understands the current system, and writes proposed changes as deltas against what already exists. That's the brownfield capability that makes OpenSpec different from tools that only work well on greenfield projects. Also remember one thing, if you're doing quick 2-line fix, you don't need to write a proposal for it. OpenSpec acknowledges this. The explore command handles lighter informal thinking. The process scales with size of the work. For a quick patch, skip it. For a full-featured build, the planning layer absolutely pays off. It's free, it's MIT licensed, and the install takes about 5 minutes. If you are already using GitHub Copilot and VS Code, there is generally not much friction to trying it on your next real project. Alright, so that's it from the video and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.